Hi there. My reason for making a YouTube video is to inform people about a different possibility involving the UFO phenomenon. I'll start off by telling you a story about something that happened to me when I was a small child. I used to be visually tormented by a demon. The thing stood over 10 feet tall. It had eyeballs that were approximately yay big, and it would come to my window and open the curtains even though it was outside my window, and it would attempt to show off its body to me in my window. I would be frozen in fear and not be able to move or go and wake up my mother or tell anybody. I was actually so afraid of the being that I couldn't move. I was scared like a rabbit. And as I grew older, I was traumatized by the visual experience. It stuck with me my whole life. The visual memory of the being that I seen. And as I grew older, I would pray to gain understanding about why God would allow me to endure such a horrific visual memory for the rest of my life. And I would pray about it, and I'd ask Him why He would allow that to happen to me. Then, as I got older, I believe I come up with the understanding on how it could happen. And I'll start off in the beginning. I believe that billions of years ago, that the universe was already existing with life all over it, and all the life that grew was only growing with one voice, and that's the voice of God behind it. And then these beings that were, big and were probably a symbolization of God's greatness by how, massive and, at one time great these beings were. And then them beings ended up turning on the universe as an attempt to take over the universe when God was absent. And then they were met by heaven's army. I believe that it was attempting to prevent them from taking over the whole universe. And then God returned to the universe, and the heavens shook, which in my understanding and my belief of things would mean that every planet, every star, every asteroid, everything in the universe shook. And the beings that were fighting stopped fighting, everybody. And they knew God returned, and I think God rounded them up in spirit form and brought all the ones that were opposing Him and attempting to take over the universe. He rounded them all up and put them all here for humanity to start growing around. And for the very first time in our known universe, a being was created that had an opposition other than just the voice of God. I think every other being that was ever created out there only heard the voice of God. And I think that, like it said in the Bible, that, over 2,000 years ago, that the universal ruler was born here on earth, the very first free-thinking, self-willing, serving God being. And I think that that being, after conquering death, was picked up by a UFO from beings that only can understand God's will, no other will, not even their own will. They were created only knowing what God intends them to do. And they come here, however far they had to travel to do it, and they picked up the Lord and they took them away in a physical form, leaving His spirit form here on earth. And the reason why there's so much UFO activity happening on the face of the planet right now is due to the fact that God's army is attempting to collect around Earth. God's army which they talk about a little bit in Revelations. They talk about it as only at the time when it comes down out of heaven, and will attack the beast government, which will be formed up of 10 majority governments, all sharing stolen extraterrestrial technology. And the beings that are attempting to do that are our current majority governments, 10 of our current majority governments. And I know that Russia and America are two of them, and Britain is a part of it as well. I can't go on to say the other nations that are involved. And I know that their attempt, when they release the information that they have the other world technology, their attempt will be to display any form of religion and any belief in God, and only push theories of evolution. That'll be the majority government's drive. That'll be they will attempt to eliminate all forms of religion off the face of the planet, due to the fact that they want to make other world contact in a technological manner, feeling that these other world beings are more technologically advanced than we are. They're obviously more evolutionarily advanced, but yet at the same time, they don't understand how our universe works. They're too much in a state of power. Military will never gain the ability to understand properly, due to the fact that they are aggressive. And if we don't stop the aggression here on Earth and attempt to deface the beast government that will come out and make it look like they'll come in like a lamb. They'll come out and they'll make it look like they're good. They're doing good. They're bringing peace to the world for a purpose of other world contact. But yet, at the same time, they'll be going about it the wrong way. Thank you for hearing me, and have a good one.